Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in the law does he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Psalms 2. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, which are the children of Israel, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sits in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in their derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and confuse them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and uttermost parts of the earth for your possession. For your inheritance. Okay. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O you kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Psalms 3. It's pretty good too. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. Many there be which say of my soul, there is no help for him in God. Selah. But thou, O Lord, are a shield. But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the lifter up of my head. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. That's true. God hears all. He answers all prayers. Selah. I laid me down and slept. I awake, for the Lord sustained me. He keeps you. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smited all my enemies upon the cheekbone. You have broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongs unto the Lord. Your blessing is upon your people. Selah. Psalms 4. Hear me when I call, Lord, of my righteousness, and has enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me, and hear my prayer. O you sons of men, how long will you turn my glory into shame? How long will you love vanity and seek after leasing? Selah. But know that the Lord has set apart him that is godly for himself. But know that the Lord has set apart him that is godly for himself. The Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Selah. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, who will show us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of your countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart, more than in the time that their corn and their wine increased. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makes me dwell in safety. And I just started reading Psalms, but I figured I could start reading on here and talking about the Bible, because the Bible is so interesting. It's full of knowledge. It's full of so much wisdom and peace and safety and truth. And they don't tell us a lot of these things, like how the history, the Bible is basically a history book for a specific group of people. And the Bible talks about it a lot. And also, there are books that they took out of the Bible, talking about that specific group that God chose for himself out of all the nations. And they don't tell us these things, and they hide history from us. And no, the Bible is history, and it's full of so much truth and knowledge and wisdom. And if you go to the Bible first, let me say God's word. If you go to Jesus first, because Jesus is God's word made flesh. If you go to Jesus first, he will direct you to the path that you need to go. If you go to the Bible first, it'll bring you to where you need to go in the world, and it'll show you what you need in order to learn. And once you get into the word, in the beginning, it's kind of hard, trying to understand everything that's happening in the Bible. I hope I don't look crazy. But it's kind of hard to understand everything that's happening in the Bible and everything that's going on. But you just have to keep studying it. Don't read it, but study it. Look up the words, look up the meanings, because we may think one thing means something, but it means something totally different. And the Bible is full of riddles, it's full of secrets, it's very refreshing to read God's word. And it's important to read it. And so I'm going to start reading it, and then I'll just post it and talk about it on here, because God is real. And the God that the world, serves, those Roman Catholic Pope, it's not the same God in the Bible. It's not. This God in the Bible is totally different. He's like a parent. And he's real, and he listens. And I can bet my life on this God. I can bet my life on him that he'll always come through. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about on here, because, we were never taught this growing up, reading the Bible. And at one point in my life, I was into a whole bunch of other spiritual things. I was into the chakras and just all that African spirituality that they try to give us. They try to give us African spirituality, which is just witchcraft and all that stuff. They try to give us that and have us believing that that's our history, or they try to tell us that our history started in slavery. None of that is true. None of that is true. And that's what I want to talk about on here, because it's pretty interesting. Just how much that God has shifted me and just moved me around, spiritually. I can bet my life on Jesus, and I can bet my life on the Bible. It's not a lie. Once you start to read it for yourself, because at first I was listening to what other people were saying about the Bible. I never actually read it myself. Well, let me not say read. I never studied it for myself. So I would just believe what other people said. But reading is very fundamental. They would say things like the Bible was created by the white man to keep us in bondage. They would say that Jesus, God, how could God keep us in slavery and just watch us suffer for 400 years? It was not true. None of that was true. God did not just sit us. I'm talking too fast. God did not just allow us to sit in slavery. We just worshiped other gods. So how can I put it? Because of our disobedience of worshiping other gods, so basically, they gave us other gods and took our God. It's basically what happened. And, we blame God for slavery and all that stuff. And it's not true. It's our own selves, But, I'm getting off topic. But, yeah, they would say things like that. And I would believe it until, I started reading it for myself. And I started doing research, just like, and I would pray and I would ask God for understanding and for Him to help me understand what all this means. And He gave me the Book of Jasher. And the Book of Jasher is a really good book. It's history. It's about, I feel like I started to understand God more and who He was when I started reading the Book of Jasher. It was a really good place to start for me. Probably different for other people, but for me, it was a good place to start. So I started there, and yeah. But once you start to actually read it for yourself, it's easy to understand. It's truth. I still have questions about some things. Like, I have questions about a lot, but the more you read the Bible, the more it starts to unlock your mind, and you start to just look up just all types of stuff. Like, you start to figure out, like, I don't want to go too deep in it because I want to make other videos, and I want this to be like a little introduction or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, the Bible is good. Jesus is God in flesh. Jesus saves you. Jesus is going to save you. Nothing else is going to work. And I'm still young, so I still have more life experience, but from what I've been experiencing now, I've been giving everything to God. Like, I just give it to Jesus, honestly. Like, whatever happens. You just have to make sure that your intentions are good. Don't think that God's going to bless you when you're killing people. When you're taking away from people instead of adding, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. God's not going to bless you. And we may think these evil people in the world are getting blessed by God. They are not getting blessed by God. Not the true God. Their God is the God of the world, Satan. So I'm not going to get too deep in it because I want to make other videos and have topics and stuff. But yeah, that was Psalms. Yeah, it's a pretty good book. It's full of a lot of wisdom and knowledge. I've read a little bit in here. My favorite Bible verse in Psalms would have to be Psalms 91. Maybe one day I'll read that one and just have that one. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But that's it for this video. If you're interested in the Bible and in God's word and being taught a better way and being taught the truth, if you're interested in being taught the truth, then subscribe to my channel and stuff.